Welcome to SATV News. This is Tushia Amin. Ramadan Karim to all our viewers. A meeting of ruling party lawmakers began at the Jatiyo সংসদ Bhavan under the chairmanship of Prime Minister Tariq Rahman. The meeting started at 11 a.m. today at the West Block of the Jatiyo সংসদ Secretariat. Special emphasis was being placed on implementing promises made to the people in line with the election manifesto as quickly as possible, ensuring accountability as public representatives and strengthening the role of MPs in building a corruption-free and people-friendly administration. BNP chairperson, leader of the House and Prime Minister Tariq Rahman has advised ministers and party members of parliament to remain restrained and cautious in their conduct and speech. He emphasized that no one should comment on matters beyond their assigned responsibilities. In his address as chair, Prime Minister Tariq Rahman also provided ministers and MPs with guidelines on various public welfare programs undertaken by the BNP and outlined priorities for the coming days. A meeting of Jamaat-e-Islami lawmakers began in the room of the leader of the opposition at the Jatiyo সংসদ Bhavan under the chairmanship of party Amir and opposition leader Dr. Shafiqur Rahman. The meeting started at around 12 p.m. today in the opposition leader's room at the Parliament building. Dr. Shafiqur Rahman gave lawmakers necessary guidelines on how to play a stronger role in Parliament on issues including commodity prices, law and order, electoral reform and other important matters of national interest. Terming President Mohammad Shahabuddin, an ally of the fascist deputy opposition leader in the Jatiyo সংসদ and Jamaat-e-Islami Naib Amir Abdullah Mohammad Taher has said the president has no right to address the parliament. When asked whether Jamaat will accept the deputy speaker post, he said Jamaat will unveil this upon receiving the proposal. It will be clear tomorrow, he added. The Election Commission today held a meeting with the Army and all other concerned law enforcement agencies to keep law and order situation normal ahead of the upcoming by-polls to Bogura 6 and election to Sherpur 3 constituencies. The meeting began at about 1:45 p.m. today at the conference room of the Election Commission Secretariat in the capital's Agarga, with Election Commissioner Abul Fasal M. Sanaullah in the chair. Election Commission Secretariat Senior Secretary Akhtar Ahmed conducted the meeting. Representatives from different forces and agencies joined the meeting. At the outset of the meeting, the EC Senior Secretary thanked all concerned, including the law enforcement agencies, for successfully completing the 13th National Parliament election. The meeting was convened to review the law and order situation and take necessary measures on the occasion of the by-election to the vacant Bogura 6 seat of the 13th National Parliament and the election to Sherpur 3 constituency. We are taking a short break. Please stay with us.
Not enough action being taken to address the problem of fossil fuels.
What their plan initially is towards the Caribbean, a place that has been met with two types of disasters.
Bangladeshi students at the same level of opportunity internationally and domestically.
International Affairs. Watch every Sunday to Thursday at 2 p.m. only on SATV and SATV Digital.
Hello and welcome to International Affairs, and my name is Shamsul Alam Pantha.
I don't see an easy resolution to this because every slight deviation from the plan,
opening an open war conflict with them,
testing nuclear missiles,
Russia's announcement of these supposedly successful testing,
special and exclusive footage that is being played on SATV's screen,
really coming to terms with Hamas.
Damage estimated between this entire issue.
President Trump is expected to hold bilateral talks.
Preserving biodiversity and tackling climate change.
We cannot protect the planet before we negotiate peace.
Where is it going? Is it understanding the needs of its people before the needs of this global world?
For China to come to agreement,
they will face better.
Welcome back. You're watching SATV News. Now news from abroad. Strikes across Tehran continue as Iran says US and Israeli forces have bombed nearly 10,000 civilian sites in the country and killed more than 1,300 civilians since the war began. Iranian counterattacks continue with several Gulf states including Kuwait, Qatar, Saudi Arabia and the UAE reporting
with presidency of China and President Lee of South Korea.
Trump's White House that is in favor of these things.
Simply not enough action being taken to address the problem of fossil fuels.
What their plan initially is towards the Caribbean, a place that has been met with two types of disasters.
Bangladeshi students at the same level of opportunity internationally and domestically.
International Affairs. Watch every Sunday to Thursday at 2 p.m. only on SATV and SATV Digital.
Hello and welcome to International Affairs, and my name is Shamsul Alam Panto.
I don't see an easy resolution to this.
Iran's police chief Ahmed Reza Radan warned on Tuesday that the country's security forces have their fingers on the trigger as the government has moved to clamp down further on internal dissent days after US President Donald Trump encouraged Iranian citizens to seize an opportunity afforded by the US and Israeli attacks to rise up and overthrow their government. Radan warned that anyone taking into streets at the enemy's request will be confronted as an enemy, not protester. In an interview on state television, many Iranians want change and some openly celebrated the death of Ayatollah Ali Khamenei weeks after his security forces killed thousands of people to put down anti-government protests. However, there has been little sign of protest during the war. Meanwhile, large-scale rallies have been held in support of newly named Supreme Leader Mojtaba Khamenei, a hardliner chosen to succeed his father, who was killed on the world's first day. Russia is constantly in touch with Iranian leadership and willing to contribute to efforts to stabilize the region, said the Kremlin. Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov made the remark while speaking to journalists on Wednesday. He also said Russia is always ready to do what it can to restore peace and stability in the region. Russian President Vladimir Putin and Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov had spoken with the Iranian counterparts in recent days, while Putin also held a phone call with the US President Donald Trump on Monday. Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni on Wednesday said Iran cannot be allowed to acquire nuclear weapons alongside a missile capability that could soon enable it to strike Europe. She made the remark while addressing the Italian Senate. She also warned that such a development could trigger a nuclear arms race. Speaking of the economic consequences of the conflict, she said that Italy was considering cutting excise duties to soften fuel prices and was ready to hike taxes on firms responsible for taking undue benefits from the energy crisis. The Italian Prime Minister spoke to the Senate ahead of the upcoming European Council meeting scheduled for March 19th. Australia said on Wednesday it had granted humanitarian visas to two more members of the Iranian women's soccer team who decided to stay in the country due to fears for their safety if they return home. Home Affairs Minister Tony Burke said a player and a support staff member accepted the government's offer before their flight to Sydney on Tuesday, after 5 players from the team were granted asylum the night before. Australian officials talked to most members of the team separately at Sydney Airport and were informed of their options before they flew out of Australia. Some discussed their options with family, but they declined the offer to remain in Australia. The team has reached Kuala Lumpur on their way to Iran. Concern about the players' safety grew after Iranian state television leveled the team wartime traitors for refusing to sing the national anthem during an Asia Cup match in Australia. Six civilians were killed and 37 injured in Ukrainian missile attack on Russia's Bryansk region late on Tuesday. Region Governor Alexander Bogomaz was seen visiting the affected area at the Kosnomer Kaska Street, and the video posted on his Telegram channel.
Because every slight deviation from the plan,
opening an open war conflict with them.
Testing nuclear missiles.
Russia's announcement of these supposedly successful testing.
Special and exclusive footage that is being played on SATV's screen.
Really coming to terms with Hamas.
Damage estimated between this entire issue.
President Trump is expected to hold bilateral talks.
Preserving biodiversity and
You're updated with the top stories so far here on SATV, and to know the latest news, visit www.satv.tv. Stay with us.